Mudbound is a new Netflix film written and directed by Dee Rees. It stars Jason Clarke, Garrett Hedlund, Carey Mulligan, Rob Morgan, Mary J. Blige, and Jason Mitchell. Mudbound tells the story of two families in Mississippi. One that's forced to live in a barn after being hustled. In the meantime, they both have someone fighting in World War II. When they come home, one has to face a heavy case of PTSD, while the other one has to face a racial prejudice of his hometown. They both meet, make a connection, and find comfort in each other, which results in a clash with both families. This was a movie that was very much buzzed about in festivals. Netflix grabbed it in hopes to get awards attention, in hopes that this would be the year that they would finally get that Oscar consideration. If you do not know who Dee Rees is, she made her directorial debut with the coming out story Pariah. She also made the HBO film with Queen Latifah, Bessie. This writer-director knows how to handle the tough subjects, and she makes Mudbound one of the most unique and standout films that deals with racism. Rees's directing is not one to make the movie look gorgeous or beautiful. She gets down to the nitty-gritty. The characters look covered in sweat, covered in dirt. They look like they haven't bathed in weeks. For one, this movie is a very slow burn, patient movie that takes its time with its characters. You get to know each character, where they come from, and how they got to that point. Most interestingly is that they let each character tell their own story and narrate their own story as it goes. So for example, the narrative point of view changes from Jason Clarke, the head of the household, to his wife, Carey Mulligan, and their point of views change, and you see where they come from, and you try to see if you can understand them, relate to them, or just not agree with them. But while you may agree or disagree with certain characters, it lets you dive into their personal conflict, and you can try to see if you can understand them all the more with their point of views of the world and racism and pain. Another thing that I can highly recommend is the ensemble. They all as a whole work wonders. Everyone leaves an impression in this film, from Jason Clarke to Carey Mulligan. One of the big surprises in this movie is Mary J. Blige. Her character is not easy to tackle, to say the least. Her family gets mistreated, her family gets hustled. They basically corner her to take care of the kids of the family. And yet she always tries to see the spark of goodness in people, but always with a sense of worry. Now I want to talk about Garrett Hedlund. This is a guy that's been around for a long time. A lot of people know him from Friday Night Lights to Four Brothers to Tron Legacy. It seems like he never really got the big hit performance that a lot of people would be talking about and raving about. And I feel like he doesn't get a lot of credit. Well, if people still feel like they shouldn't talk about Garrett Hedlund, then this performance should change the narrative. He goes from charming and debonair to broken down and bruised to healing to being strong to being weak. He goes through all the phases. His and Jason Mitchell's characters are the emotional core of this film, and he did a phenomenal job at it. Which finally leads me to Jason Mitchell. This dude is playing all the right moves, from being the standout in Straight Outta Compton as Eazy-E to his fantastic small role in Detroit. He's choosing nothing but powerful and important parts, and he's knocking them out of the park. His character is the one that at the end of the day brings us hope for something better in the future, especially for his family, and has one of the best narrative monologues in this film that truly touches you and breaks your heart. Now this movie leads to an act of violence that's terrifying to watch. It shows how demoralizing it was for an African American soldier who fought at World War II, having to come home, having to deal with the danger, ridicule, and disrespect of the racist majority in his home, not being able to use the front door, not being able to stand up for what he actually fought for, and no one sticking up for him. And if someone actually sticks up for him, they get it too. That was the beauty in Hedlund and Mitchell's characters' connection. They knew it was dangerous just for Mitchell's character to just sit in the passenger seat, but Hedlund's character knew he had so much respect for him and that he deserved more as a person, that he deserved to be treated as equal. Sure, it's dangerous, but it has to start somewhere. You can spend days talking about this film and all the different narratives that fall into place and all the perspectives from all the characters. It's an extremely interesting watch, a very educational watch, an intriguing watch, and a necessary watch. I give this film 5 out of 5 stars. But once again, guys, thanks for watching. If you like what you see here, click like at the bottom. Go to our SoundCloud page for our more extensive reviews. This is Ray from LiveWire, and once again, thanks for watching.